The purpose of this video is to help you in launching your day one of the anchor text. Here is the cover of the book, which you should display to gain interest for the students. You, teacher, are going to be looking at your teacher guide to help support you so that you can change the dialogue about learning in your classroom. If you look at the teacher guide, just want you to notice that here's our 3-day schedule, and this works with any math program. So we're talking about day one today. Here's the problem that'll be in the book. Finally, we have the Common Core Math Standards, Mathematical Practices, ELA standards, and the SEL, Social Emotional Learning Standards, for really a triple impact. We've got a chart for the math-reading relationship so you can really help out your strugglers. And then, after 40 years of teaching, the two of us have put together characters, their behaviors, what you might hear out of their mouths, and the strategies to help them. This will help you change the dialogue about learning in your classroom. So day one's going to take about 8 to 10 minutes. We are trying to create a dialogue about how the emotions affect learning and identify different emotions that are encountered. We're going to get a problem, the problem of the day that I showed you, that Mrs. D was writing on the board. We're going to have this on an anchor chart or on the board where it can be kept for a few days. Then we are going to consider that we're trying to change the mindset of our students to understand that struggle is part of the learning. And so before we start reading, we're going to ask 2 questions of the students. What is success, and do feelings affect learning? This is a chart to show you some possible student responses, some teacher redirect and rephrases and questions, and our goal response. Please note that it is not your job to change the mindset of any child in one day. This is a process that's going to take multiple discussions, which is why it's called an anchor text. So we're going to go back to what the students are seeing, and we're going to say, students, today we're going to read a projectable text. It's a digital text. I know you're going to enjoy it. There are 2 questions that I want to ask you, and I want you to keep in mind as we're reading today. The first question is, what do you think of when you think of success? And students might answer that success is an A, it's a B, it's met standards, it's an exceed standards, whatever that is. And you're going to go back to this questioning and you're going to just ask more questions to deepen the thinking. And then after that little discussion, you're going to ask, students, do you think feelings affect learning? And they're going to talk, they're going to say maybe feelings they think are something that they do outside of school, that they don't see the 2 together. And you are again just going to question and deepen that thinking. So with those 2 questions in mind, students, I'd like to read to you, Isn't Math Just an Answer? This book may end happily, but not without some work and sweat. I just want to be upfront about that. Have you ever noticed how few things in real life end easily and simply? In real life, we work, struggle, and toil. But sometimes, if you'll let yourself see it, you can find a piece of success after the effort. This, mathematicians, is how we hope our characters will end today's story, with a sliver of victory. Meet Ruth. What could be making a girl so anxious? Did she forget her homework? Did she leave her lunch at home? Was she forced to put nasty, gross, food-smeared dishes that other people ate off of into the dishwasher last night? Here's Vicky. And you'll go on and you'll meet Vicky, you'll meet Eddie, and you'll find out that all of them are freaked out over math. Finally, all of these pictures are going to engage your students so much. They'll meet Mrs. D. Mrs. D loves, of course, math. And so here's the problem. After the problem, you'll see how the three students react, how they emote, how their anxiety forces them, or at least they feel persuaded to act like this. And then finally, you'll stop on page 22 and you'll ask your students, I'd like you to try this problem. Remember, it'll be on your anchor text in your classroom. You'll have them work for a couple of minutes by themselves. Then you'll give them a few minutes to try it in pairs or small groups. It's just an effort to see what they can do. And after those few minutes, you'll say, okay, we're going to put that away for today. It is not your job to teach this problem or walk them through this problem this day or anything like that. It is what we call letting them get messy. They're going to try the problem. You're going to say, time to wrap up, and you'll go to your regular math program. And that is the end of day one.